Welcome to We Connect. Today our guest is Mr. Abhirami Ramanathan. He's been involved with the film industry for many years and in very many different capacities. He's a distributor, producer of movies as well as television serials. But I think one of the most important things that can be attributed to him is the many innovations that he has introduced into the industry, and precisely that is what we're going to be talking to him about. So thank you so much for being with us. Now, you have in fact put your stamp on this industry, a 7-star theatre, e-ticketing. Let's talk about that.
See, cinema was going in a bad phase in 1990s. So we had to do something to pull it out. So I used to think, what can I do? What can I do? I didn't want to close down a house, make it into a Kala Mandap and get out of the place. I didn't want to do that. So I thought, why not I do something? So what I did, I widely traveled, found out what's happening in other countries, mostly Eastern countries. Because Eastern countries' culture is similar to ours.
Yes.
There I found out in Malaysia, they started converting the theatres to multiplexes, to cineplexes, make them into small halls, make it more comfortable. So I thought, why not I do it? So I attached a mall to this, and that's how I got the whole idea of all these innovations.
Right. So in fact, you have now made going to a movie theatre and going to a movie quite an experience. You can eat there, you can, really enjoy it. It's a totally whole new ball game.
Yeah, definitely. I have planned it in such a way that it will satisfy the entire family. Suppose you have 2 children or grandchildren, they want to go to the snow world. You can be busy doing something else. Maybe you have a 4D theatre. 4D theatre is the latest innovation which has come to Chennai. 4D theatre, apart from your chairs rocking you, we give you the feeling of smell and feeling also. Suppose a snake hisses on the screen, water sprays on your face.
Wow.
And suppose a rat is running around your chairs, there's a feather at the bottom of the seat which tickles you.
So you've got to be careful as well if you don't like rats.
You can hear a lot of squeaking there, everybody shouting, yelling, enjoying themselves out of the world.
Right.
But we give it in such a way that we don't see it that it extends more than 15 minutes. Because once a person comes out, he should get a feeling, I want to go in 1 second.
Correct, yes. So now this 7-star theatre, you can also actually sit in there and have your meal as well.
Yes.
Has that caught on, Mr. Ramanathan?
It has caught on very well.
Really?
Particularly, people love to have a masala dosa inside. Love to have particularly this lollipop, chicken legs.
Right.
It's a runaway success. Almost they are selling around 1,000 lollipops per day.
That's amazing, because in the old days one had to wait for the interval to go out and buy your popcorn or your samosa or your cup of coffee and then come in again. So it's actually served to a customer when they're sitting there. Right, so I can get tempted by the smells of my neighbor, whatever he's eating.
Of course. When somebody is having something delicious and the smell is tempting you, your stomach churns and you call somebody. You press a button. Every chair has a bell also. You press it, somebody will come and attend on you and serve you whatever you want.
Right. So what about the costs involved then? Does it not inflate the costs a great deal of, actually going out to that theatre?
No, I won't say that. I won't say that. Because we are having a shopping mall with a food court. The price between the food court value and inside is only 20% plus. It's a service charge of 20% plus. It's not very high. So people, we see to it that we don't pinch on their purse. If we pinch on the purse, they will avoid coming next time.
That's right, yes.
We don't pinch on the purse at all, no.
Now, you have introduced this very successfully, this whole concept of 7-star and 5-star theatre experience. It's now been emulated in other parts of the country. So what do you feel, Mr. Ramanathan, of having introduced something like this that is so novel, that has changed the experience for a moviegoer?
Definitely, because I wanted to stay in this. Now I am happy so many are just following me. I become a role model. So many ask me for advices. Of course, I don't charge them.
Okay, all right.
I don't charge them. I don't charge them. Because I was a person who introduced so many things like computer ticketing, home dialing of tickets, and a snow world where you have a minus 10 degrees and you have 50 tons of snow there. People enjoy everything. So many things like DTS, digital projection, everything was introduced by me in India.
Right. When you just said digital projection, do you think that a person who comes to the movies is actually concerned about whether it's this high-tech digital projection? Do you think it matters very much to somebody who's paying money and coming to your theatre?
No, the consumer cannot find any difference.
Really?
He cannot. But it brings down the cost of the production. Once the cost of the production comes down, then more films will come in because the risk is low. risk becomes low. Because one print, if they are going to make a print, it's going to cost 75,000 rupees. One digital print is costing you only 15,000 rupees. And making a digital movie with a digital camera is far, far simpler and cheaper, and you can see the result immediately and edit it immediately.
Right. Now, so while we're talking about all these innovations, stroke inventions that you've brought into the industry, have you got anything else that is in the pipelines? What is Mr. Ramanathan thinking about?
My only wish is I want to bring in the latest technology inside. Whichever latest technology is introduced in the world, I'll be the first to get it in.
Okay. Do you think that our film industry is alive and well? I mean, do you think it's going in the right direction, or do you see it dying 5-10 years down the road?
One thing, film industry can never die.
Why do you say that? The cost of production has become so expensive, hasn't it?
I wouldn't say that. When it's compared to the cost of living index, it has not gone up.
You think it's on par?
Yeah, it costed about 3 crores for me to produce a movie about 20 years back. Now it's costing me 15 crores. Cost of living is so much blown up, 5 times, that's all.
But do you think that a producer can actually recover that kind of money?
Unless there is recovery, do you think others will come in?
No, they won't.
We are producing 120 films a year.
Right.
And everybody is not a fool.
But only the big producers at the end of the day are actually surviving, am I right? I mean, there are so many, lesser producers than yourself who probably have gone out of business.
I can put it this way, all big producers were small one day.
Okay.
They become big because they were sure, they stuck onto it.
And they took risks.
Yeah, took risk. More the risk, more the money. They did it, they got it through.
More the risk, more the money, more the loss as well, Mr. Ramanathan, isn't it?
That way risk is always there, loss will always be there. You be prepared for the loss, you are prepared for the risk, you are prepared for the profits.
Right. You do so many of these things. You distribute, you produce films, television series. So which of these things is your real favorite? I mean,
my favorite is television.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because for a movie, I like to make people come to me. Here I go to the people to their bedroom without their permission.
That's true.
Without them paying for it.
Yeah, that's right. So you have basically an inherent advantage when you say that you like television as compared to the other things. Do you think the television serials, the kind that you have been producing, are here to stay? Do you think that is the way in going forward in the future for television?
Yeah, the way I am producing will stay, because I am producing something like National Geographic for the Podigai TV, that is National Channel.
Yeah, right.
It's a runaway success, it's a travelogue.
Right, okay. So that is not necessarily serial, so that is really a hardcore sort of documentary type of program.
Yeah, but made in an interesting way. Not purely documentary, made in an interesting way.
What would you call interesting way, Mr. Ramanathan?
For example, suppose I take, last week we did Sri Lanka. We do Sri Lanka, then we shoot not only the places, but we go into the intricate things like how do you reach Sri Lanka, where do you stay in Sri Lanka, how much does it cost, if you want to settle down in Sri Lanka, what are the professions available there, what are the government rules, we interview people.
Right.
Make it more experienced and more colorful.
More experience and very informative, obviously.
Very informative, highly informative.
So that's the way to go. Mr. Ramanathan, after a very short break, we'll come back. I'd like to talk to you a little more about these many sides to your personality and your career. You don't go anywhere, because we'll be right back with you here on We Connect.